What's up, everyone? We're back with episode 23 of the Jellison podcast. And today I have the PUDM president, Elena Richardson, joining me. What's up, Elena? How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. How are you and your family doing with this whole COVID situation?
Good. My parents are both working from home, and then my siblings are all here. So it's been fun to have my family around for so much of it.
Yeah. I guess that is one positive of this whole situation is we do get to spend time with our loved ones, especially people that are in college like us. We don't really get to see them a whole lot except for in the summers, and even then we're having jobs or internships or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see what Mitch Daniels put out the other day that said that we're planning on going back in August?
See that? Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm super excited about it.
Are you missing your sisters right now at FIMU?
Yes, I definitely am. Yeah, so it was definitely sad because as seniors we all live out, and so I was hoping to have 6 more weeks living in the house, but yeah, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, that's what I kind of feel the worst for is all the seniors, especially next year, the seniors. I mean, especially the guys in my house, they all love football, and obviously we don't know if we're going to get to see the season happen. So it's going to be tough on them. And then the seniors that go here now, I know a lot of them have stayed up there just to kind of soak Purdue for the last little bit before they go into the real world. So I know you're in nursing, so some of your lectures are pretty big, I'd assume, especially the bio classes. Do you think any of those will get changed? I know there've been talks about that.
Yeah, I have no idea. Luckily our clinicals only have 8 or 9 people in them, so hopefully that doesn't affect our clinicals and simulations and stuff in the fall. But yeah, in terms of big lectures, I don't know if they'll make a bunch of littler ones, or yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, because when I took bio, I know you took it too, bio 203, those lectures were 400 kids, and I don't see any way that they're going to do that. I just don't think it's smart. But then Dr. Bridges is retiring. Did you know that?
I didn't. That's so sad.
Yeah, one of my friends told me the other day. I was kind of bummed out. He's a good guy. I liked him.
Yeah, he is. He was a really good teacher. So yeah, I'll miss him.
So what does this mean for PUDM? And because you're obviously the president, have you guys had any discussions about changing it at all up to this point?
So what I've honestly been telling people is to finish out the school year strong and focus on that, and then we'll develop contingency plans and stuff in the summer. So there probably will be changes based on whatever they tell us, but we're gonna have a lot of different contingency plans so that whatever the rules are, we'll already be prepared.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys doing anything right now to help raise funds or anything like that?
So right now, the Riley Relief Fund is something that is on the website and just came out as a really good push just for Riley families who are still having to go to Riley Hospital for Children. And one of the biggest things is that right now there can only be one caregiver per day. And so that's really hard on the kids, not being able to have both of their parents there. And that just puts a lot of strain and stress on the parents and on all of the kids who are at Riley right now.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are just raising money are you guys doing more, try to get more caregivers there, or just to give them more of an outlet to get their mind off things while they're in Riley?
So one of the things that our money always goes to is child life programs. And so those are programs where kiddos can go down before they have a procedure done or something, and play with mock dolls or procedure items. That way they know exactly what's happening to them. before they go in. And so that is something that's like really helpful and kind of helps to just like relieve some fear before their procedures or whatever is going to happen.
That's interesting. I never heard of that. So obviously it's PUDM, Purdue University Dance Marathon. It stems from the Riley Dance Marathon. That's very popular in high school and at Indiana University. But can you briefly explain like what PUDM is for people that don't know?
So there are over 450 dance marathons across the country. And so all of the money goes to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And so it goes to the hospital that's closest to where we are. So almost all of Indiana, except for like a little bit of like the northwest corner by Chicago, is part of the Riley market. And so the central locations actually have the largest amount of money from dance marathons across the whole country, which is really cool. So I have an advisor at Riley who I talk to, and then I also have a CMN advisor who lives in Texas and kind of has more of a nationwide thought on all of the dance marathons from across the country. So it's really cool that we're a part of a nationwide movement. And it's been really cool getting to like reach out and work with other presidents and other people who are at other dance marathons from across the country.
Mm-hmm. So what happens at the marathons? Because all of this leads up to one big day. It's 18 hours on your feet basically the entire time. What happens at those?
So we have a lot of fun things planned, and we have a lot of exciting entertainment acts this year. And so I'm super excited for that. Our VP Internal and Logistics Executive have been working really hard for those. And then we also have like games and stuff throughout the night. A lot of it is like focused on fundraising because like we are a fundraising organization and trying to raise money for Riley Hospital for Children. We also have a lot of Riley families that come. Last year we had around 35. And so there's opportunities to hear them speak and hear them tell their stories. There's also a lot of food there. We have a lot of different snack breaks and things like that. And then there's also other things like there's Greek Olympics that happens in the middle of the night where there's like basketball and volleyball tournaments and things. And then there's a lot of other like little programs that happen. Like there's a stewardship luncheon for all the parents. And then there's also a Riley Kid talent show and a fashion show. And so there's a lot of stuff that happens like throughout the night. And we're working really hard to make sure to keep people busy, especially during those dead hours of the night when people get really tired.
Mm-hmm. When we went we had to go freshman year, and I couldn't make it through. I kind of felt bad, but when I was there, seeing all the families, it didn't make me sad because I know they're getting help. But when they go, I forget what the lady's name was. Her son died from some sort of cancer, and he was in farmhouse at Purdue. And when she was up there with her family talking, I teared up. I felt like a wuss because she's up there being super brave and telling everyone her story, and I'm sitting there tearing up like a baby. But
it is really cool getting to hear like the Riley families speak. And last year I was the family relations chair. So one of my goals was for everyone, for like as many people as possible to get to have the chance to meet a Riley family. And so this year we're working really hard to like make that even more tangible. So we really like try to include Greek teams and other organizations teams and things like that so that everyone gets to meet their Riley family.
Yeah, that's pretty cool because I know like when someone asks you to donate, you're kind of like, yeah, but like I don't really know anyone. And then if you have the opportunity to meet a family that's actually going through it right now, I think it just builds a connection with you raising the money and then that family, so you actually want to help more.
Mm-hmm.
So how and why did you start doing this?
So I actually first started doing PUDM because my BGRTL told me that I should go to the call out. And so as a freshman, I was just trying to get involved and just trying to see what was out there. And so I applied to be a committee member, and I was really just like trying to figure out what was going on. And then my freshman year, when I got to meet the Riley families and hang out with them because I was on the special events committee. And so they have a Riley kid birthday party in the middle of the marathon. So I got to hang out with a lot of Riley kids, and that just made me want to be on the Riley Relations Committee, which is the committee where everyone gets paired with a Riley family. And then through meeting my Riley family and hanging out with them my sophomore year, I decided to apply for a leadership position. And so I applied for a chair for Riley R, and I got the family relations chair. So last year I was in charge of pairing all of the committee members with Riley families and just seeing them create relationships through the year and then up to the marathon. And then at the marathon, Mr. Woldridge, who's Addie's dad, came up to me at the end and said that I needed to apply for president. And so I was already kind of thinking of like going for VP or something. But then I just decided to go for it, and I got it. So that was really exciting.
I was super happy for you when I found out. I think I found out, you didn't even text me or anything. I found out on Instagram. I was kind of mad. Kidding.
Yeah.
So I know you're in nursing. Does any of this apply to your major?
A little bit.
Or is it mostly just you wanted to get involved?
I mean, I definitely like one of the reasons that I am in nursing is because like I just like love to be able to like have that patient care and like just be able to love on people and help them through like really tough times. And so like through PUDM, that was like another opportunity to get to like hang out with kiddos and just like just get to hang out with them. But next year when I have my peds rotation, most of the peds rotations are at Riley. So that'll be cool to like kind of connect all the dots and just kind of get to kind of connect like working with PUDM and Riley Hospital and then actually being there for clinical and working on a floor.
Is that what your plan is for after you graduate? Or what type of nursing do you want to do after you graduate?
I don't know yet. I have never been in like, I've never been on like a peds floor, so I don't really know whether I'll like it or not. So that's why I'm really excited for my peds rotation. So far, my favorite clinical rotation was OB, which is like labor and delivery. And so that was really fun, but honestly, I have no idea what I want to do after college.
So you were in there when they were having the kids?
Yeah, I got to see 3 babies born this semester. It was really fun.
How I couldn't do that. That'd be insane. Do you just sit there or do you help at all?
I help. Yeah. For one of the babies, I did like the newborn baby assessment. And then for one of them, I was like focused on the mom and like helping her through everything. And then the third one, the mom actually hemorrhaged, which was really scary. So they had to call code and I had to leave.
What is a hemorrhage?
It's she lost like a ton of blood. Yeah.
Is that typical? So I've never heard of that.
It definitely happens. For the most part, like they are very like nurses and doctors kind of know like things to do to try to prevent them, such as like massaging the uterus and like stuff like that, just to like try to get it to contract. But ultimately, like the reason why the hemorrhage is happening is because like the placenta just got like kind of ripped away from the uterine wall like during delivery, and then like those all of like where the baby was getting blood is supposed to like close out, but if it's not closing, then it's just going to keep bleeding. Mm-hmm. Which obviously caused a lot of issues.
Yeah. And was the mom okay? I'm assuming.
Yeah, the mom ended up being okay. Yeah, she had to get 4 units of blood, which is which is almost half of her circulation. So it was definitely kind of scary, but yeah, luckily the doctors and nurses worked really hard and she was okay and the baby was okay. So, yeah.
Well, to put that in perspective, how much like do you get? So if you donate blood, how much goes out? How many units is that?
I have no idea. I think it's maybe one or two. I think it depends on the person. I have no idea.
Oh, and she lost 4. Damn, that's a
Yeah.
lot. So being president, what all does that entail?
So I do a lot of things. I think my main job is kind of just like dealing with like people's interpersonal issues and kind of stuff like that and just like kind of working with everyone. So one of the main things that I do is I have one-on-ones with each of my 4 VPs every week, and then I have one-on-ones with all 18 of my execs like once a month. And then I also chamber is where like there's all the chairs and execs, so it's about 75 of us, and so every week we have a chamber meeting, and so I plan those, and then I also plan like I try to plan hangouts and stuff once a month with chamber just to try to get all of chamber to be closer. And then once a week we also have exec meetings on Mondays, and so I also plan for those. A lot of it is just like holding people accountable and like reminding people to do things. I also create a lot of surveys. We also have Children's Hospital Week and Dance Marathon Leadership Conference, and so we get to apply for like proposals and awards for those. And so I applied for a lot of those. And then I also just like set goals and action items for people. I keep Boilerlink updated. I have a meeting with our university advisor once a week. I have a meeting with my Riley advisor once a week, and then my Children's Miracle Network advisor, like whenever we have questions or like need help from a national perspective. And then we also have retreats with chamber and exec once a semester. And so I plan those, and I also updated our constitution. And then I also do a lot of connecting with other dance marathons. And so sometimes that's like other dance marathons reaching out to me and like having questions about things that we do. And so then I usually have like calls and answer questions. And then also like whenever my execs need something, then sometimes I'll reach out to them too. And so we've worked really closely with IUDM this year, which has been really exciting. And so that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I was about to ask about that. I'm assuming that us and IU are the 2 biggest dance marathons in Indiana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what are you guys doing when you're working together?
So we do have like very different structures because IUDM is like a lot larger than us, and it's also a lot older. So they are having their 30th year anniversary this year, which is super exciting. And they were also the first dance marathon. And so we do a lot of like collaborating with them. My VP Finance and their VP Finance have calls like almost weekly to just like talk about different strategies and stuff. And then a lot of my execs will like reach out to them. And then sometimes I'll reach out to the president if like I have questions about a certain thing or I'm like wondering how like something's going to work. And then we all got to meet during our exec retreats this year. So that was super exciting too.
You guys do any work with high schools? Because I know I don't know if you know her, Erin Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
You went to Noblesville. I think she deals with high school relations. So what do you guys do with the younger kids?
So all of the high schools in Indiana are under a college branch. And so we have a lot of the schools that are in like the Lafayette region and then a couple that are in like the Indy area. And so we got to do one in person this year before like we had to leave because most of them were planned for like March and April. And so we got to go to Mooresville Dance Marathon. And so Erin is in charge of like contacting all of them and their advisors and just working with them and giving as much help as we need. And then when we actually go to the marathons, we do just like odds and ends jobs. Sometimes we'll help like deliver food to people. Sometimes we'll help like teach part of the morale dance to them, or do like other things like count money and stuff like that. So I think we had like probably 10 or 12 people from our executive board along with her committee that went to Mooresville. And we were really excited for the other dance marathons. Pioneer had a virtual dance marathon, which was really cool. So they did that on their Instagram. And then Fisher's Dance Marathon is having theirs virtual dance marathon on May 8th. So that'll be on their Instagram, which is really exciting.
Have you guys done anything with Zionsville, where you're from?
So
or there
Zionsville is like supported by Peyton Manning's Children's Hospital. And so because of that, we've never been able to do a dance marathon or anything with Zionsville.
So they're not underneath Riley? It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, they're completely different hospitals.
Okay. So I remember going 2 years ago, and there's a lot of different things. Are you going to change anything from years past that you guys have traditionally done?
So last year especially, we got a lot of feedback that it was kind of hard to stay during like the dead time of the night, and there wasn't like a lot to do. And so we're definitely going to have like more things to do throughout the marathon and like things to keep people busy. And then also traditionally everyone's in color tracks, and we'll still have color tracks this year, but we're going to try to give people like a little bit more of like options of like where to go and what to do throughout the night.
How much money have you guys figure out how to phrase this? So from when you guys started, I know there's been a gradual increase in how much you guys have raised. How much have you guys raised since your freshman year up until now? Like from a year to year basis?
Oh, like what the increase is year to year?
Well, that and just what like the total was the last like few years and how it's increased.
So it started in 2005, so this is going to be like the 15th dance marathon. And so overall we've raised almost 12 million, which is super exciting. And then over the past like 4 years, like since my freshman year, we've always hit 1 million. And so probably while I've been there, it's probably been like a little over $4 million. Wait, 3 million, because I've only been to 3 dance marathons. Yeah.
So what all does that money go to? So like how much, if any, do you guys get, or the university or anything, or does it all go to Riley and their families, and the families that go to Riley?
So all goes to Riley. The first 100,000 goes to the Child Life programs, which I was talking about before. And then we also have money that goes into the Tyler Trent endowment. And then, and that's really exciting because that's research that is specifically on his line of cancer cells. And so that's really cool research. And then a lot of our money also goes to the Herman B. Wells Center for Pediatric Research.
Does Purdue do any research for pediatric cancer? I'm not aware of any, but
not to my knowledge. But all of our money goes directly to Riley, so none of it goes back to us or the university.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So talk a little bit about like the kids that come, what circumstances they've had to go through in their life, and then what stage they're at when they attend the dance marathon.
So we have about 100 Riley families that we are in contact with, and so they're all different ages, all different walks of life. They've had like a lot of different like backgrounds and stuff like that. So a couple of our like families that are super active. So the Swathwoods, Carter Swathwood is a sophomore in high school, and so he just raised $5,000 for his dance marathon, which is really, really exciting. And he goes to Harrison. And so it's really awesome just to get to see him. He also has two younger brothers, and their mom works in the nursing building. And so they come to a lot of events and are super involved and are all high energy, and they all have sports games and stuff that we go and try to contribute to. So that's really exciting. And then the Kaufmans, Chris is also in high school, and he goes to Twin Lakes, which is also one of our high school dance marathons. And so that's super exciting. And then also one of our more active families is Addie Wooldridge and her brother Leo. And so we get a lot of support from our families, which is really, really exciting. I have been paired with like 3 families throughout the whole time when I was in Riley R. And so one of my families was the Amore family. And so they are, so Faith was my Riley pairing, and she had mitochondrial disease. And so it's been really cool. Like, she also got to come to like our flower picking event last year, because we have Riley family events like once a month. And so that was really exciting to see her. And I also got to visit her when she was at Riley. And then I also was with the Weaver family, who are twins, and they're 5 years old. And so they're super cute and super fun to hang out with. And their mom is actually a FIMU. So that was really cool to kind of be able to bond that way. And then I was also paired with the Myers family, and they are like 4 and 6, I think, or 3 and 5 or something. They're both really young, and they live in Lafayette, and I've gone trick-or-treating with them the past couple of years. And so that's been super fun. And I love getting to hang out with all the Riley families and getting to go to all of our events and stuff.
Mm-hmm. How does getting close to the individual families impact? Like, what impact has that had on you as a person?
So it's really just been able to impact me, because one thing that we say in the dance marathon a lot is like, what's your why? And so that's like kind of like, why are you doing dance marathon? Why are you standing for 18 hours? Like, whatever. And so each Riley family that I've gotten to talk to, and all of the ones that I got to hang out with at the marathon and throughout all of our events, have like been a little piece to my why, and have gotten to just like make such an impact on me, and just make me love Riley Hospital and working with them so much more. And it's helped me to, like, even on some of the most stressful days with like PUDM, just like that's what keeps me going. And like, I just love the Riley family so much. So yeah.
So how do people get involved with this?
So right now you can go to pudm.org, and you can sign up to be a participant now. And so that's one way. And then also in the fall, we will have committee member applications. And so that's at apply.pudm.org. And so that's exciting. Last year we had around 600 committee members, and they're across 11 different committees. And so that's been really awesome, just to kind of have so many people that get to work with the cause. And then we also have around 53 chairs, and then 18 execs and 5 members of Pres Board. And so the applications for chairs and execs come like at the end of December, beginning of January. So there's lots of different ways that you can get involved. Also, like, once you are a committee member, you can be a conductor, which is like working with the new members that come in the fall. And then you can also be a team captain, which is also like really exciting. So there's lots of opportunities, and we're always looking for ways to create more opportunities for leadership throughout Dance Marathon.
All right, so I'm not going to hold you any longer. I know you're studying for finals on that grind for nursing.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming on. I am going to I'll have you send me some websites and stuff like that to put in the description so people can donate and join.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, of course. It was fun. I'll talk to you soon. Good luck on finals.
Yep, you too. Bye,
Thanks.
everybody.
Bye.